Am I overthinking my boyfriend's relationship with his ex? I've been with my BF for almost 4 years. I know there will inevitably be some comments about our age gap, but I'd prefer if I could receive advice related to my questions. My BF has a daughter with his ex-fiancée and they seem to be on good terms. Over time though, I've noticed some things that bother me, but I don't know if I'm being oversensitive because I've never been in this situation before with any partner. I'm relatively inexperienced with long-term, serious relationships. When we first met, he told me she left him but he wanted to make it work for their kid. He'd often make comments about how she still was smoking after 2 kids, was an amazing cook, etc. etc. He also didn't admit they were engaged for a while. Over time that stopped, so I forgot about it, but now there are other things that have come up. One major issue has been their co-parenting schedule. I accept his daughter is his first priority, obviously, but often we'll have plans and he'll bail on me last second because his ex needs him to take their daughter during her scheduled time. This even happened on my birthday last year. He ended up bailing on our plans because she told him her travel plans last minute. This will happen at least a few times a month. I want to highlight that this does not happen in the reverse. The other issue is he frequently will tell me about her relationship drama with other guys. I personally never ask. He offers this info and he seems very involved. When he brings it up, I am always openly disinterested. When I asked if she knew he was seeing someone, he said she never asks, so no. I find it odd that she doesn't know about someone he's been seeing for almost 4 years, but he knows about her on and off boyfriend of a few months. To me this seemed like he's prying about her love life, but she doesn't care about his. A lesser issue is that he'll go over to her house to help out with things. Ex bailed on me once to go to her house when a tree fell on it after a storm. He also has her on IG and they interact on his posts, but we don't have each other on IG or any social media. I don't know if this is a normal relationship between 2 exes, but I'm starting to feel like he still has some residual feelings for her while she's not interested in him in the slightest. And that maybe she uses the feelings he has to make last-minute changes to their schedule and have him help out with things, maybe even give her attention when she's not seeing someone? I don't know if I'm being insecure or overly sensitive because he does constantly want to see me and tells me how much he loves me. This being said, I'm starting to feel like the chump who's settling for another woman's trash. Does it sound like I'm being overly sensitive? Is this a normal relationship when co-parenting? Comment. He blew you off on your birthday to help her. She doesn't know about you. They may not be together, but you are the side piece nonetheless. How old is their daughter? I find it really odd that you have been together for 4 years and she doesn't even know about you, much less you've never met her if you are around her daughter. The first is normal. Try to reframe it different. He is accepting bonus time with his kid, not helping out his ex. He shouldn't have done that on your birthday, but for everything else it's perfectly normal he would want more time with his kiddo. The second is strange. Have you met the kids yet? It's weird that they would know about you, but their mother wouldn't. If you haven't met the kids yet after 4 years, that's a huge problem. It's also fine that he is helping her with home stuff, especially since he is helping his kids with the stuff around their home. He is with you and is still calling his ex smoking. The disrespect is huge. Also, I know you said to ignore the age gap, but why are you with a middle-aged man with baby mama issues? The unfortunate reality is that if a man already has a family before you, then they're always going to come first, until the kids grow up, and maybe not even then. If you don't have glaring baggage of your own, you're fully entitled to dating a man who doesn't have a whole suitcase, know what I mean? Next story 2. How do I get back together with my boyfriend, after my parents made us break up? I was good family friends with my ex-18M for a long time, 5 years-ish, before we started dating in late 2022. My parents are very controlling, and so I clearly hid the relationship from them. He was okay with that. We were really doing well, he treated me like I deserved the world. Never once said anything untoward or mean, let alone physically or emotionally abused me like I had been by my parents. Our relationship was so strong to the point where he said he loved me, and I said it back. Fast forward 3 months, I get in massive trouble with my parents for being in a relationship. They found out by hacking into my iCloud photos remotely, and despite our efforts, we were forced to break up. After this, we still spoke every day. Our relationship was relatively long distance BC. My parents don't let me out much, and we had decided that I'd ask my parents for permission to date after exams, which were in May/June of that year. In March, he texted me telling me he fucked up. Apparently he was found in the guest room of a friend's house, for a party, with a girl sitting on his lap. Others confirmed to me that they hadn't kissed, but it was clear he still felt really bad about it. To add, other people at the party, who I'd been friends with for 15 plus years, didn't tell me about what happened until I heard it directly from him. I had an exam that day and it made me so anxious the whole time. They then proceeded to stop contacting me and leave me out of social events. Unfortunately, I don't consider them my friends anymore. I was hurt and needed space from him for a little bit, so we didn't talk for about 2 months, after which I decided to forgive him but start over as friends. Fast forward to now, and we don't speak for weeks at a time sometimes. At the end of summer, our school yearbook was released. In it were messages from friends etc. on your picture. Stupidly of me, I had allowed a message regarding our wedding in there. This was before we broke up. My parents were pissed and I was worried people would gossip about it, but I haven't heard anything. I miss him a lot, and I'd really want to get back together, with or without my parents' permission. But I don't know if he wants to, as he's mentioned things that suggested otherwise since traveling to a specific country for summer school because they are more open-minded. Regarding the traveling comment, I get so confused with him. I have depression and was recently going through a very low, suicidal period. We spoke and he said something along the lines of I believe we have all the time to get ourselves happy and then live a happy life. I don't know if he meant that literally or figuratively, I mean, living a happy life together, romantically, or just in general. I miss him so much. And I've realized that I loved him so much more than I thought. But I'm worried about what other people might say if we do get back together, that's if he even wants to. I'm non-white, and gossiping is a really big thing in our community unfortunately. Next story 3. My partner doesn't get me anything and it's starting to really bother me. I've been with my boyfriend for over 2 years, we've been living together for almost a year. It's been going good, like a normal relationship I would say, with its ups and downs, but nothing too serious. But one thing that I've been very unhappy about, it's his apparent inability to think about me. Let me give you some examples. I've never received as much as a card, for our anniversaries or birthdays. 6 months anniversary? Nothing. We didn't even went on a date or something. Then my birthday came but I had to urgently travel because of my documents. I'm an immigrant to the country we live in, he's not, but I came back just a few days after. This was last year and my birthday was in the middle of the week so I wanted to do something on the weekend anyways, and I received absolutely nothing besides a hug and a kiss. Then our 1-year anniversary came, and nothing again. Our anniversary is actually a few days after his birthday and for his birthday I went all for it. Card, small gift, cake, and in the evening we went to a burger place he wanted to try for a while. Because of this, I expected that I'd get at least something for our anniversary. But nope. This year on my birthday, I dropped more than a few very obvious hints about something I'd want. I mean we live together, he knows my clothing style, my music taste, I even sent him a link for my favorite band's merch store, all very affordable stuff. We're talking 20-something euro for a t-shirt, which I explicitly said I wanted because of its design. But once again, my birthday came and, you guessed it? Again, nothing. Not flowers or a fucking 50-cent birthday card. Nothing. He wouldn't even go somewhere with me. I cried and I was angry in the next few weeks. After about a month or so, he went to his mom's and when he came back, he gave me a gift. It was a stuffed animal, a cheetah. He got it from a place that, with every stuffed animal sold, they donate a portion of the profit to a wild animal organization or something like that. I mean, sweet but, not what I wanted like at all. He's the one that watches all these big cat videos, like panthers, or tigers or cheetah. To me, it seems a more appropriate gift for him than me. Out of curiosity I looked online how much would such a stuffed animal would cost. It still had its tag so it was easy to find, and lo and behold, it actually more than the t-shirt I wanted. Not that it would be relevant, we both have jobs and we're pretty okay financially. This month, his birthday came up again. I got him a funny card, a small decoration and a spices set. He likes to cook so I figured this is something he'd appreciate. And he loved it. But once again, our anniversary was next, only a few days after his birthday. Once again, absolutely nothing. Despite me telling him how much I would want to receive something, it's been this way since my birthday earlier this year, he's not bothering. It got even worse actually. All summer he kept saying stuff like I wanted to take you to a trip to Amsterdam on X date but only told me about it a few weeks after that, of course we never went. Or that I'd get you something but he never does. Last weekend, I felt kind of sick so I slept till like 12ish, this is pretty rare to me since I'm a morning person. When I woke up he was next to me on his phone. When he saw me waking up the first thing he said to me was that now he can't surprise me with flowers. I was confused, still half asleep, so I asked what he meant and he replied that he wanted to make me feel better so he planned to go out and get me flowers since I was late sleeping, but now I woke up and ruined his surprise. But the straw that broke the camel's back was today. I was scrolling through TikTok in bed next to him when a video popped up that resonated with me. It was about this woman that said that the worst type of men are the ones that only always say that they thought they'd do something nice for you, such as taking you on a date or getting you flowers, but never actually doing it. Basically, the videos was saying these kind of men want credit for their thoughts and not their actions, without them actually putting effort in doing such things. I was dumbfounded. It's exactly what my partner has been doing. I said something like, "Hey, it's what you do." I thought at first he didn't heard me because he was on his own phone, so I wanted to play the video again, a bit louder this time. He screamed at me that he's not deaf and he heard it the first time. I got up and went to the living room, where I currently am, almost crying. First because I didn't thought about these kind of actions until that woman in the video pointed out how problematic they are. Second, because it described me perfectly. I'm in this situation. Gift giving is one of my love languages because one incident in my childhood, when I turned 8 or 9, I really can't remember it exactly, my parents gave money to my big brother to take me and my other sister at the mall. We were poor so this was a big thing for us. I didn't even went to the mall until then. It wasn't much money so we went for the cheaper activities. I remember we played bowling because it was the cheapest option, for example. We came across a music store and we went inside to look at the CDs. I picked out a CD and my sister found one of a band she had a crush on at that moment and she really wanted to have their album. My brother counted the money and it wasn't enough for both CDs so he only got what my sister wanted. She was very happy of course, while I cried while they paid and all the way home. My parents didn't care and it was very quickly forgotten but I still remember it to this day, even though other details are blurry. I wanted to feel special one time a year and people took it away from me. And now with my partner it feels the same all over again. I feel forgotten, unloved, unappreciated. Just last month he ordered online speaker parts for a project, for over €500, so it's obvious money isn't a problem. It never was. So what do I do? How do I communicate this so he'd understand? I feel lost and I honestly don't know what to do next. If you make it this far, thank you, sorry it was very long.